Evening. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is having a good day. Let me make sure I'm live. Yay, all live. Happy Monday. Happy wet, miserable, windy Monday. Hope everyone's okay. Hope everyone's had a good weekend and we're all kind of ready and set for this week. If you're watching live with me, as always, put a hashtag live. If you're watching in the future, as always, put a hashtag replay just so I can see who's on with me. I can say hello. I can see who's taking part with me. I can see that we've got a couple of viewers coming on. So say hello if you can. I'm really sorry that I can't create events for these lives at the moment. Hi, ladies. Unfortunately, for some reason, it's thrown up a security issue. So that's why I'm trying to throw out as many kind of reminders that these lives are on every Monday at 7:30. So next week will be a pre-recorded one because I am in Dublin. But you will still get a live at 7:30. It'll just be pre-recorded and posted. So, like I say hello if you're watching. Hi, Emma. Hi, Kat. Hope everyone's okay. And we'll get into it. So tonight I wanted to do a video on calories and macros. So there was a little bit of confusion when I've done my 5-day challenges on kind of what is classed as protein, what's classed as carbs, where you get your protein from, where you get your carbs from, what happens with calories and all the rest of it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a breakdown of that tonight. Hi, Sandra. In the link above, I have put a calorie counter if you wanted to work out your own calories. It's from the guys that I did my nutrition course with. So instead of using the horrible formula that we have to use and working it out like that, you can use that afterwards. But like I say, I wanted to give you a little bit of a back to basics with calories. So obviously all the diet plans out there, weight management still comes down to calories that you take in versus those that you burn off during activity. So fad diets may promise that you're not eating carbohydrates or eating a pile of grapefruit is the secret to weight loss. But it really comes down to eating fewer calories that your body is using if you want to lose weight. There is some extreme circumstances where that is a little bit different, where ladies are training and they're not eating enough and they've messed the metabolism up. But generally, as a rule of thumb, if you eat fewer calories that your body's using, you'll lose weight. So calories are fuel for your body. So calories are the energy in food. So your body has a constant demand for energy and uses the calorie from foods to keep working. So every action, fidgeting, exercise like this is using calories up, which is the thing that I forgot about when I initially got into my calorie counting fad. I forgot that you use calories just to even sleep. So carbohydrates, fats and proteins are the type of nutrients that have calories, and I'll go through them a little bit more later, and they're the main energy sources for your body. So no matter where they come from, the calories that you eat are either converted to physical energy or stored within your body as fat. So these stored calories will stay in your body as fat unless you use them up. So you can do this by cutting how many calories you take in so that your body draws on reserves for energy, or you can add more physical activity so that you burn more calories. So your weight is a balancing act, but the equation is pretty simple. So if you eat more calories than you burn, you gain weight. And if you eat fewer calories and burn more calories through physical activity, you lose weight. So research has found that about 3,500 calories of energy equaled to 1 pound, which is 0.45 kilograms of fat. So researchers initially thought that burning or cutting 500 calories a day led to losing a pound a week, but this isn't true for everyone. So in general, if you cut about 500 calories a day from your usual diet, you might lose half a pound to a pound a week, but this can vary depending on your body, how much weight you want to lose, your gender, your activity level, your height even. So it does sound simple, but it is more difficult when you lose weight because you usually lose a mix of fat, lean tissue and water. So because of changes that occur in the body as a cause of weight loss, you may need to decrease your calories to keep losing weight. However, that doesn't mean that if you're losing weight already, you then need to decrease your calories even more. If you're losing weight, keep your calories the same until something changes. So cutting calories needs to include change, but it doesn't have to be hard. So these changes can have a big impact on the number of calories that you take in. So you could kind of skip high calorie, low nutrition items. You could swap high calorie foods for lower calorie choices, or just cutting your portion sizes. So going through each one of them, saving your calories by cutting high calorie, low nutrition items. So skipping one or two of these items is a good place to start when cutting calories. For example, you could skip your morning latte, which some of them are like 300 calories. Obviously, if you're having full fat soda, bowl of ice cream at night. I know one of my clients struggles because a partner always makes dessert, but that's just calories that you don't necessarily need. So think about what you eat and drink each day and find items that you could cut out. So if you think of skipping your treat, we'll leave you with a craving, swap it with a low calorie choice. High calorie foods for lower calorie foods is pretty self-explanatory, but simple swaps can make a big difference when it comes to cutting calories. For example, you can save 60 calories a glass drinking fat-free milk instead of whole milk. So I've just actually spoke to a client who they only have whole milk in at work, and she only has milk in her cups of tea, but she probably has 7 cups of tea a day, and that's 350 calories just in the tea. So think about it if you're having something like that. Obviously, if you're having a second slice of pizza, just eat one and then eat some fruit or some veggies or something to try and kind of fill up with less calories, if that makes sense. And then cutting your portion sizes. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. We've gone through this before, but the size of your portions affect how many calories you're getting. So twice the amount of food can sometimes mean twice the amount of calories. But some foods with fewer calories, such as fruit and vegetables, can be eaten in larger portions. So it's common to guess that you eat less than you actually do, such as when you're dining out. So paying attention to your portions is a good way to control your calories. So start small. At the start of a meal, take a little less than what you think you'll eat, and if you're still hungry, fill up on vegetables or fruit or anything else. Eat from plates and not packages. Now, this is a good one, especially if you kind of food prep. So eating from a container gives you no sense of how much you're eating, but seeing your food on a plate or in a bowl keeps you aware of how much you're eating. So think about using a smaller plate or a bowl. This comes true when one of my friends told me that she had a medium salad from Morrison's. So she filled the medium salad, and obviously you fill it to bursting point because you're trying to get your money's worth. But actually, if you tip that out onto a bowl, it'd probably do you 2 meals when you look at it. So think about things like that. Checking food labels, so checking the nutrition facts panel for the serving size, and number of calories per serving. So you might find that a small bag of crisps you eat with lunch every day, for example, is 2 servings, not 1. The same goes for like orange juice. So the little cartons of orange juice are sometimes 2 servings. So think about things like that as well. And obviously using a calorie counter, which is why I've put the link to the calorie counter above. So that's kind of a breakdown of calories initially. And then what I want to do is kind of go through macronutrients. So macronutrients, or macros, you might hear everyone using a bit of a buzzword, are a group of nutrients found in food that gives us energy. So the 4 main macronutrients are protein, carbohydrates, fibre and fat. So no matter what exercise you're doing, what lifestyle or diet you have, all are essential in our diets for a kind of a healthy life. So protein. So let's start from the top. So most of us are aware of protein and its importance in the diet. So proteins are made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks of all the tissue in your body. Your body is made up pretty much of protein. And that includes your muscles, your nails, your hair, and loads of different things. So the main benefit of protein is the impact it has on your body's growth and maintenance. For example, if you're actively trying to build muscle, protein is essential as it will help to maintain your muscle mass while helping you to repair the muscle. So aside from growth and maintenance, there are countless other benefits of protein, including transporting and storing nutrients around the body, keeping you feeling fuller for longer, and also boosting your immune system. So 20 grams of protein would come from things like 80 grams of chicken breast, 90 grams of salmon, 180 grams of skyr yogurt, 100 grams of fish, 3 whole eggs. Plant-based protein, just for 20 grams of protein, you're looking at 250 grams of tofu, 80 grams of seitan, 100 grams of tempeh, 230 grams of kidney beans and things like that. So carbohydrates are not the enemy. So glucose is your body's number one energy source, and you guessed it, carbs contain glucose. So filling up on whole carbs such as veggies, whole grains and nuts is a great way to boost your energy and fuel your day. Carbohydrates benefit your heart in other ways too. So research suggests that whole grain carbs such as breads, pasta, grains such as quinoa help reduce your chance of heart disease while also lowering your cholesterol. Any exercise between 30 seconds and a few hours will use carbohydrates as its main fuel source. And it's an absolute must post-workout as they directly replenish your glycogen stores. So the energy you've expended during your exercise is replenished. So after a workout, your body's ability to soak up glycogen is heightened. So it's essential that you make the most of this and get some carbs in your system after a heavy gym session. What happens if you don't consume carbs after a workout? You're more likely to feel tired, and it can also lead to prolonged muscle soreness as well. So fibre is the one that we don't normally talk about very often, and it is so important, and it's actually quite difficult to make sure that you get enough fibre in. So certain types of carbohydrates that our body can't digest, they basically pass through the intestinal tract intact and help to move waste out of the body. So diets low in fibre have been they've been shown to cause hemorrhoids, constipation, an increased risk of cancer. So diets high in fibre have been shown to decrease risk for heart disease, obesity, help lower cholesterol. Foods high in fibre are kind of things like Quest bars, beans, whole grains, oatmeal, bran cereal, brown rice, berries, fruit, leafy veggies, avocados and things like that. So with the information above regarding high fibre taken into consideration, it's also worth noting that diets too high in fibre for prolonged periods of time can lead to malabsorption of other micro and macronutrients. Just like anything, too much of is never a good thing. So going back to kind of what I've mentioned before, so protein, you should be taking in around about 1.2 grams per kilogram of your body weight of protein. Carbohydrates, they normally make up the most of your macros, and they normally can take up to anything kind of between 40 to 65% of your macros. Fibre, you should be getting around about 30 grams of fibre a day from your food. So it is quite difficult, and obviously things that are high in fibre are things like seeds and nuts and things like that as well. And carbohydrates, for 20 grams of carbohydrates, you're looking at like 100 grams of potato, 70 grams of rice, 30 grams of quinoa, 170 grams of raspberries, 25 grams of raisins, things like that. So fat. So we're moving on to fat. So basically since the 60s, I think it came around first, people have blamed fats in the food for the fat around the middle, causing a mass shift in food labels, cultures and diets. In excess, too much fat will of course make you put weight on. However, fat is essential in the diet and shouldn't be feared. So fat can help improve blood cholesterol levels, reduce inflammation, and it is vital in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. So that's vitamins A, D, E, and K. So you may wonder, isn't fat bad for you? But your body needs fat from food. It's a major source of energy. It helps you absorb some vitamins and minerals, and fat is needed to build cell membranes, so the vital exterior of each cell, and the sheaths surrounding nerves. So it's essential for blood clotting, muscle movement, and inflammation. So people who decide to purposefully increase the dietary fat will also be likely to find their hunger levels are reduced, and consequently stopping unnecessary snacking. So for long-term health, some fats are better than others. Good fats include monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, and bad ones are like the industrial made, so trans fats and saturated fats, and they kind of fall in the middle. So 10 grams of fat will be like 20 grams of mixed nuts, 2 whole eggs, 10 grams of olive oil, 80 grams of avocado. So it's things like that. So basically, if you're counting your calories, 20% of your calories should be coming from fats, ideally. So I hope that kind of gives a little bit of a breakdown of where you should be looking at with your food and where you should be looking at your macronutrients. Again, all food groups are important to include. Let me see if I'll go on to the questions. Just bear with me. Falafel will haunt me. So it's things like that. I mean, obviously it's not knowing what's in your food as well. So falafel, there was a lady that was on the 5-day challenge who thought that that was more vegetable intake. However, if you look at it, it's made of chickpeas. Now, chickpeas are a great source of protein, but they're also a carbohydrate as well. So they're kind of a mix of the two. So it's just understanding what's coming in from your food and how much you're taking of it, which is where calorie counting does have its place. So when you use kind of MyFitnessPal or anything like that, you can look at your macro breakdown to make sure that you're getting enough in of each of these macronutrients, and even the micronutrients, such as your fibre and things like that. I'm not saying that you need to count calories forever. However, if you just count them for a couple of weeks, you can make sure that you're at least getting enough in of each one. So Sandra's put, is popcorn okay to have as a treat? Popcorn's actually fine. Any food is fine in moderation. So depending on whether you're having air-popped popcorn and there's no seasoning on it, then you could probably eat quite a lot of that. If you're having butterscotch popcorn, then obviously it's going to be a little bit higher in calories because of the sugar on it. So it's all things like that. But I hope that's kind of give you a little bit more understanding of macros, what's in, how your calories work, what's in your macronutrients, what you need to be including in your food. Rachel has just put, how do we calculate the calorie intake? Obviously, you've just signed up with me as a client, so I will be working that out for you anyway. However, there is a free calorie counter that I have put in the link to the comments above. If you want a breakdown of everything that I've just gone through and food labels and macros and everything else, I have got a free ebook that I can give out to you. So if you put nutrition in the comments, I'll get the ebook sent over to you, and then you can have a good look through, because I can appreciate that I've just gone through a lot of information and it's taking it all in and understanding it. So it might be better to have the ebook in front of you and give it a good read through and process it yourself in your own time. So if you want that ebook, then comment nutrition and I shall pass it over to you. But I hope that's been useful, ladies. If you want anything else from me, or if you've got any other questions, then just comment below. But enjoy the rest of your evening, and I shall speak to you all soon.